African Oxygen is sub-Saharan Africa's market leader in gases and welding products. It is controlled by the Linde Group, a German multinational in the gases engineering and technology sector. Afrox has a market cap of 7.2 billion rand, a price-to-earnings ratio of 22 and a dividend yield of 2%. And recently they also underwent a management change with Chart Kruger leaving the fold.
Came in, left. Bruce Kimber, I think, is the new CEO. He's an ex-sort of Linde guy, but he is actually a South African. But the corporate history here is also one of South Africa's oldest industrial businesses. You know, was formed back in the day. I don't know when they used oxygen to blow down the mines or something. And it then got acquired by BOC, which was a British multinational involved with gases around the world. Then Linde, a big German company, bought BOC. So Linde really is their controlling shareholder. Their main business is in carbonation for the food drinks industry. It's in welding products for the automotive players. And then they sell quite a lot of oxygen and those sort of gases to the hospitals. And as an additional wrinkle, remember they spun off Afrox Health, which became Life Healthcare, which is now a huge group worth 30 billion rand. So if you were an original shareholder of Afrox, you haven't done badly. But what's left here is a rather sort of smaller player, which is subject to the vagaries of its supply relationships with the refineries.
What are your thoughts on African Oxygen?
Well, I mean, the one thing that I've never understood is the multiple that it trades on. I think I've said this previously and I sound like a stuck record, but it's, I mean, I understood when it had Life Healthcare in it that it could trade at a 20 PE. But now that that's been spun out, it boggles my mind a bit that it trades at that multiple. Because it's, you know, if I look at it, it's not that, you know, earnings are going to double in the next 12 months. And so, you know, actually it's earning well below what normal earnings should be. So to pay that kind of multiple for a company that's, you know, going to be quite cyclical, it's, you know, Shell's now just developed.
Are you waiting for a re-rating downwards? Is that where you're going?
I'm surprised it trades at, I think it was at 21 rand. I'm surprised it trades at high. And, you know, look, the Linde Group owns half of it, and then there's not a lot of institutional shareholders. There's some private shareholders. So, I don't know.
Maybe the trade of the day is going to be going short Afrox.
Well, I don't know.
I don't want to preempt anything, but it does sound as though that would have been a good trade.
I can see we have to pull something positive out about these guys. Remember, the electricity prices going up so much. LPG in the home and in restaurants and other applications has become quite popular. When I say they've got a problem, though, is the refineries, which is like Sapref down in Durban, is often down and shut down for repairs and so on. The oil guys don't really care because they just bring in refined product from Singapore or something. But then the LPG guys have got no stock. But if they can iron out those kinds of problems, you know, a lot of people realizing how expensive electricity is are quite keen to get these 9 kg LPG gas. So I think that's a good business for them. They own the bottles and all of that, and they continue to sell those at a tidy premium. So I don't think they're without their attractions.
But they've had their problems with the gases for the fizzy drinks.
Exactly, the same thing. You know, shortage of supply in terms of being able to do it, because that's what they do. They buy some of that stuff in and refine and prepare it and clean it up.
Hot or not on African Oxygen, Jonathan?
Well, if I just want to add one other thing to what Paul said, I know Shell's I think they've just finished a importation plant in KwaZulu-Natal for the importation of LPG. So there's another new competitor in that space. But yeah, the multiple is very demanding, so not hot for me.
Paul?
And there's also Air Products, which is another business, Air Liquide global player. So, you know, it's not without its competitive. Yeah, no, not hot for me, I'm afraid.